Thank you all for sending questions for the Friday Q&A. If you have a question for me, description box down below with all the details on how you can send me in questions. Let's get started with this one. Chase Allen asks, what are your opinions on today's society, such as today's generation, music, mainstream, etc.? I'll sum it up like this in these words: pussified, sensitive, entitled, spoiled, and rotten. That's all I can say about today's society, man. I have nothing more to say about it. Snowdrop asks, did you know that a brony is a dude who likes to watch My Little Pony? They're surprisingly common. Well, that's cool. I don't know why they're called brony. That's just that sounds like such a douchebag name, but fine by them. I'm not gonna judge them. I mean, I watch fucking professional wrestling. How am I gonna judge anyone? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not gonna judge someone for liking what they like. You know, that's their business. I'm not gonna be someone who's gonna be a brony anytime soon or watch My Little Pony, but it's kind of a weird phrase. Like, why would you call them a brony? Like, doesn't that sound just like such a douchebag term? That sounds like more of like a gym term than it is a My Little Pony term. I don't know. I don't feel like it fits the word, but alrighty then. At least I know what a brony is now. But I'm not going to judge them if they watch My Little Pony. It's their business. Johnny Russo asks, if you choose 3 WWE superstars, past or present, to come on your show and do a Q&A with you, who would you choose and why? Oh, easy. Scott Steiner, reason being because fucking A, it'd be a hilarious edition of the Chase Oliver Q&A. He would be trying to read the questions, stutter a lot, call people stupid for some of their questions, insulting him or something like that. So yeah, it'd be pretty awesome. Triple H, just because I think a lot of people would be interested to ask Triple H a lot of questions, especially around the NXT side of things. And John Cena. You see how many questions I get of John Cena almost every Q&A. I mean, I think the most asked people in the Q&A are like Scott Steiner and John Cena. Those are the 2 most asked about questions in the Q&A. And before the whole Scott Steiner thing happened, where people were asking me funny Scott Steiner questions, John Cena has been a staple in this Q&A. Like, anyone who has watched this Q&A from the beginning, you know that at least once every Q&A, I get a John Cena question. I have never sat through a Q&A without any type of John Cena question, asking about a Cena heel turn, asking what if Cena did this, what if Cena did that, would you be pissed off if Cena did this? Like, I always get John Cena questions. So I would just like to see what kind of questions people would think of to ask John Cena. So yeah, that's why I would also bring John Cena. Wario asks, will there ever be a lunch, dinner, or a dessert club? If so, who would be in them? Nope. Because the Breakfast Club would make sure that shit wouldn't fly. Sorry, Wario. They would hear that the lunch club is starting. They would be like, time to bury them, ugh. And then fucking Triple H would hit the sledgehammer on the leader of the lunch club. Cena would AA him. Orton would RKO him. You know, it would just be terrible. So you know what? Lunch club, supper club, dinner club, whatever club will not start inside that WWE locker room as long as the Breakfast Club is still around. Largest85 asks, will Sting wrestle in 2015? Oh, I think he will, but not against the opponent we want him to wrestle against. I don't think he's going to wrestle Taker or Bray Wyatt. You know, Sting has stated that he wants to face Triple H if he can't face Taker. What makes Sting think, oh, if I can't wrestle The Undertaker, I want to face Triple H? Has anyone ever thought of a dream match of Sting versus Triple H? I know I haven't. You know, I thought of many other guys. You know, Sting and John Cena is a dream match I think of before Sting and Triple H. Just because Stinger in the early 90s was very comparable to John Cena today. You know, didn't really draw a whole lot of money, but was the face of the company, always overcoming all the obstacles and odds. How the fuck does Sting say, oh yeah, I want to face Triple H? Has anyone thought of a Sting and Triple H dream match? I don't know. But yeah, I see Sting wrestling in 2015. When? I don't know. But maybe not be WrestleMania. Could be summertime. Who knows? It's up to Sting if he wants to wrestle. But I see him wrestling in 2015. Hopefully, he's not wearing a t-shirt when he wrestles, if you know what I mean. Travis Nelson asks, I asked about Daniel Bryan in the last time. Now, CM Punk. What would CM Punk be doing if he was in the WWE right now, if he was still around? Well, don't forget, Travis, CM Punk's contract ended in July. So I would have to go based off that because I don't think he was going to re-sign that contract. But I will give you what feud I would have sent to CM Punk to end his career in the WWE. I would have had him feud with Rusev. You know, CM Punk, he's not really the most patriotic character. I understand a lot of people would be like, well, that makes no sense, Chase. He's not really patriotic. But the thing about CM Punk is he agrees with the right of freedom to speech. And, you know, CM Punk can say, I use my version of freedom of speech to get to where I'm at today. You asshats are using your version of freedom of speech, and it means nothing. It is just you guys bashing this country. And you know what? I may not like America for one bit. I may not like it all that much, but you don't bash this place that allows you to speak your mind. And I like to speak my mind. And, you know, you have CM Punk face off against Rusev. And fucking A, you know, that would be a great way to send CM Punk packing. You have CM Punk, the top star that he is in today's WWE, being a top babyface in today's WWE. You have him go against, you know, one of your top heels in today's WWE. You have it where Rusev beats him, not just beats him, but destroys him, sends him packing. CM Punk is gone. Rusev ends the career of CM Punk in the WWE. Yeah, sure, CM Punk may come back later down the road, and who, you know, who cares? By that point, Rusev's character probably already be ruined. But hell, at least it gives Rusev some fucking big rub. I think that'd be fucking sweet. So yeah, Rusev versus CM Punk. That's what I would do for his final feud. You know, just have Rusev destroy CM Punk and get major heel heat on him, minus the fact that he is from Russia. Because really, that's all Rusev's character is right now. That's that his major heel heat. The reason why he gets heel heat is he's from Russia and you're supposed to hate him. But imagine if it's like he's from Russia and he's also the guy who ended the career of CM Punk. You would hate him even more. So that's what I would do. And if he was still around today, he somehow signed a contract, a random feud with Cesaro. Why not? Paul Heyman ditched both of us. Let's feud. All right. I don't know, man. But if he was in today's WWE, I don't know. But definitely a feud with Rusev would be sick. Bill Bradford asks, Q&A, would you rather spend a day with The Breakfast Club or Scott Steiner? Bill Bradford, spending a day with Scott Steiner would be a great time. You would have a lot of fun. But you wouldn't gain life lessons like you would if you weren't hanging out with The Breakfast Club. It would be The Breakfast Club all the fucking way. You know why? You gain life lessons. You learn about politics. You learn about getting your own way. So really, to be honest here, Breakfast Club. I love Scott Steiner to death. He's one of my favorites, but it's definitely the Breakfast Club I would hang out with the most. WWE Championship Sucks 75 asks, hey Chase, what are your opinions on Paul London and Brian Kendrick? I think they were very underrated. Oh, they were very underrated and underutilized in the WWE for sure. You know, it's such a damn shame when they start to become really, really hot in their careers that the Cruiserweight division sucked ass. It really is, because after the Lundrick tag team, I said, man, you could do some great feuds with Paul London and Brian Kendrick in that Cruiserweight division. But nope, we had to kill the Cruiserweight division. Let's give it to fucking Hornswoggle. That's fucking what we want to see. So fucking stupid, man. Like, it really sucked because when Paul London and Brian Kendrick started to really, really become good competitors in the WWE, the Cruiserweight division was pretty much done. So it was just kind of like you had nothing to do for them. And it's like, you know, at least Brian Kendrick got a character change. Paul London, they just gave up on this guy. Here was a guy that could actually do a nice, clean 450. At the time, the 450 was a pretty cool-looking move. It wasn't a move that we were spoiled by as fans. You know, you couldn't find anything for Paul London to do. And Brian Kendrick, at least they tried, but, you know, they didn't really go all the way with him. You know, I didn't view Brian Kendrick as a main event player, but definitely a good mid-card, U.S. champion at best. Yeah, I think they were just underutilized the most and pretty underrated talents for sure. You know, WWE would love to have them today. You know, they would be useful to have for today, especially if you could have Paul London be in the NXT farm system, help these kids out. Be fucking awesome. Final Limits asks, will Sting possibly be inducted into the 2015 Hall of Fame? Yeah, that's a possibility. Not the lead induction, because if The Rock's also going to get inducted, I don't see the reason why Sting should be the head guy. But yeah, it's a possibility to see Sting in the 2015 Hall of Fame. You know, he is from California, Sting, so it makes sense. You know, if you want to make it more sense, wait until next year for Texas, or if you ever go back to Georgia or Florida, you know, you could have Sting get inducted there. But yeah, it's a possibility to see Sting get inducted this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. The Nintendo Fanboy 1998 asked, what if WWE had Eva Marie versus Cameron at WrestleMania 31 for the opener? Oh, God. And it lasted 45 minutes? Do these girls have enough movesets to fucking last 45 minutes in the ring? I mean, if it's going 45 minutes, it has to be somewhat decent, right? Oh, God. What a way to kick off your wrestling. That would be the worst way to kick off WrestleMania. You have Eva Marie and fucking Cameron wrestling for 45 minutes. What, did they do like a dance-off 20 minutes into the fucking match? Yeah, that would be something that you would turn off your TV till. You text someone you know who's watching WrestleMania, or you're staying by the Twitter just to see when this match is over. So, yeah, not a good way. That would make WrestleMania 31 seem like one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. And also, you never kick off the show with the Divas match. You always kick off the show with a high-flying, fun match. You don't kick off the show with a technical, serious match. Like, ugh, that would be terrible. Reed19 asks, what if Cena squashes Reigns in 3 minutes? Oh, God. Main event at WrestleMania. And the rest of the Breakfast Club comes out to beat down Reigns and have a 20-minute celebration with posing, ego contest, pyro, streamers, and breakfast. I would love that. And I'm being serious here when I say that. I would love that for the simple reason is we would actually get heels in professional wrestling. It would actually build legit villains that we could fucking hate. That'd be the only good thing to come out of that. You know, yeah, sure, it sucks. Roman Reigns got squashed in 3 minutes. But, you know what? At the end of the day, fucking A, you're actually making it seem realistic that John Cena would want that booking to happen so the Breakfast Club could look like the strongest force in the WWE. You would actually make them look like villains. Hell, you would actually make Roman Reigns not look like a fucking Superman. You would make Roman Reigns feel sympathetic that John Cena put him through that torture. It's like, yeah, you know what? I told that kid we're only going out there for 3 minutes before I destroyed him. And you make Roman Reigns have to go through all these obstacles. Like, holy fucking shit. You actually build a legit babyface and you build legit heels for your fucking company. That would be storytelling at its fucking best. Breakfast Club would be great as on screen. You know, people think I joke around about that, you know, seeing the Breakfast Club on screen. But no, I'm not. I would love to see these guys on screen because this would actually be a villain faction you would fucking hate. This would actually be villains in today's wrestling. We haven't had a good heel since what? When was the last good heel in professional wrestling? Because I can't think of them. I can't. Maybe Jericho when he was doing the suit stuff. Batista when he's saying kissing babies and hugging fat girls. But other than that, there hasn't been really that good of heels. In today's WWE, the heels suck. Rusev, the only reason why he has heel heat, I hate America, Mother Russia, lah. Seth Rollins, the only reason why he has heel heat, I run away from everything. I'm Mr. Money in the Bank. I always win. Woohoo! Like, seriously, that's the fucking heels in today's wrestling. So fucking weak. Could you imagine the Breakfast Club? Dominant asshole John Cena. Fucking prick Randy Orton. Over ego-sized Triple H. Smirky ass Sheamus, and he's like the ass licker of the Breakfast Club. He's pretty much just like, he kisses everyone's ass. He's like, oh, that was a good promo, John fella. You know, you fucking have that. And then fucking cocky douchebag Batista. Holy fucking shit. What a heel faction. You could build that shit from WrestleMania to fucking Survivor Series. Or hell, if you wanted to, you could go from 31 to 32. Breakfast Club versus everyone. Shit, man, that'd just be awesome. I would actually like that. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if everyone thinks I'm trying to be sarcastic or funny with answering that question. I'm being truthful here. That shit would be awesome. That would actually be villains we could get behind as villains, and we would actually boo them because they are villains. Be fucking sick. You wouldn't even have Cena have to talk that much. You could have it where, you know, like, he goes, tell him, Randy! And Randy talks most of them. That would get more heel heat. Think about it. It's not even the good talkers talking. You have Randy Orton take the microphone all the time. You make him the voice of the Breakfast Club. That'd be hilarious. RedWolf316 asks, what's your favorite Triple H theme song? My favorite Triple H theme song is My Time. Definitely My Time. I like My Time. I felt it fit Triple H's character at the time. You know, the King of Kings theme song he has now, I never pictured it as a theme song. A nice opening, you know, to get into the game theme song, but not really a full theme song that you would use. And when it comes down to the game theme song, when he first started to bring it up, I'm like, why the fuck is Triple H the game? How does this guy feel like he's the game? Like, that was just such a forced nickname of mine at the time. Like, nowadays, I just accept it, but back then when I was a kid, I was like, how the fuck is he the game? That makes no sense. Jake Loomis asked, what would WWE be like without a Breakfast Club? Oh, definitely, it would be a much better product. They wouldn't be burying people. We would actually see new stars being made. Oh, that's for sure. But the sad part about no Breakfast Club is we wouldn't have humorous stuff with the Breakfast Club. That's the one thing. It's like, you know, it's a devil's advocate. One hand, you know, the Breakfast Club, you know, they're douchebags and they're assholes backstage. And, you know, a lot of guys don't get built up because of them. You know, we would definitely have more stars in the WWE. But we wouldn't have the hilarity that is the Breakfast Club. We wouldn't be able to talk about them. You know, it would just kind of be a little bit boring if you ask me. I mean, I get it. Not a lot of you guys like the members in the Breakfast Club. Totally understand why you don't. But I'm just saying, like, you know, it's more exciting having that type of force of the Breakfast Club around the WWE than if there was no Breakfast Club. That's just me. I mean, and also, how do we know that these guys that the Breakfast Club, quote unquote, buried could have became big fucking stars, you know? So, yeah, you know, it's a devil's advocate type of thing. No Breakfast Club means, you know, more stars are being made, but at the same time, how do we know these guys are actually going to be legit stars? And at the same time, we just lose some hilarity from behind the scenes of the WWE that we can poke fun at. So, yeah, if there's no Breakfast Club, it would definitely be a kind of positive and negative type of effect there. The Gochi Man asks, if WWE turned John Cena heel, do you think fans will still boo him because he's still in the main event scene and he's still not putting over people? If that were the case, kind of, yeah, but it also depends on how Cena's character is on TV. That's something that you have to put into mind here, the Gochi Man. If Cena is coming out and he's acting arrogant, he's like, I'm the man of this company, no one's better than me, I'm the guy. Adult fans would find that entertaining. So they wouldn't boo him as much. They would rather see him in the main event scene more. You see, it's not just, you know, how John Cena is featured. It's how John Cena wins, and his character is why people can't stand the guy. Totally different. You know, if John Cena was being shoved down our throats still, yeah, there'd be some fans who would still be pissed off about it. But hell, if his character is fucking entertaining, why would you boo about it? The guy's more entertaining than half the roster. You want the more entertaining character. You know, you want to build up that heel as big as possible for him to eventually fall to a babyface. If he's being entertaining, he's saying that he's the best. He's like, you know, hitting on divas backstage. He's cheating on Nicole. He's just being an asshole. Guys would say, you know what? This guy is a traditional heel that I watched when I was, you know, a little kid in the 80s. He's more entertaining than half the fucking cunts on the roster because most babyfaces nowadays are as born as the heels. Fuck yeah, I'm going to like John Cena a little bit more. I mean, with the whole Breakfast Club idea, the thing behind the Breakfast Club that I was talking about earlier, at least with the Breakfast Club, you don't have Cena talk that much. That's the beauty of the Breakfast Club. You have it where Orton talks more than John Cena, thus gaining them more heel heat. Because it's like, okay, you have all these motherfuckers. You have Batista, Triple H, John Cena, and Sheamus that can cut promos, but you're letting Randy Orton be the mouthpiece. You would hate those cuts. And then you would hate John Cena because he's associated with the Breakfast Club, and you have Cena just say one or two words. You don't really have Cena speak that much. But if you have Cena solo, individual as a heel, and he is saying all this stuff that adult fans would like, fans would not be pissed off if he was being shoved down our throats. Just the bottom line. You know, it's not just, you know, where he's at. It's how he wins and how his character is. People don't mind how John Cena is featured. It's understandable why he's featured the way he's featured. It's because right now, currently, he is the #1 guy. That's the reason why he's featured. People understand that. They just don't like that his character sucks dick and how he wins matches most of the time. So no, I don't think fans would be upset if Cena was a heel and he was winning all the time. It depends on how his character is. That's also something you got to factor in. Mac Gochi asks, what's the scariest horror movie you ever watched? What's that one? I'm trying to remember the name. It was like the fucking... It starts with an I. I can't remember the name of it. It was like they went to hell inside some purpose. Like, they went to fucking hell. Insidious, I think it's called. I think it's called Insidious. I'm not 100% sure. It was about devils and demons and shit. That fucking movie creeped me the fuck out. Because I heard the movie was kind of like Paranormal Activity. And Paranormal Activity, to me, guys, that shit's hilarious. Like, that shit's like the funniest movies you'll see. Yeah, there's some jumpy parts, but that shit is hilarious. And so, I was like, yeah, I'll go see Insidious. And I saw it. I was like scared out of my fucking mind. I couldn't sleep. That one scene with the fucking devil, oh, fuck. That's a scary movie to me. I mean, you know, some of the older scary movies, I kind of just like laugh at because they're fun little chase thrills. There's definitely some jumpy parts, but none that really like scared the fuck out of me. But like, scary movies for me are like the ones that talk about demons and shit like that, you know. I remember seeing The Hills Have Eyes. I thought that would be scary, but that shit was more of a comedy. Hills Have Eyes 2 is fucking scary, but Hills Have Eyes 1, that shit's more funny than it is scary. But definitely Insidious. I think that's the name. I'm not 100% sure. It could be a song of Rihanna that she made or something like that. I remember it started with an I. There's some demon involved with it. I think it's Insidious. Not 100% sure though, man. Like, I don't know the name, but I know my scariest movie of all time. But if it is Insidious, I'm correct on that. So, Joe Juicy asks, how disinterested would you be for WrestleMania 31? John Cena versus Kane for the WWE Championship was the main event. Oh, God. Joe, if there was any way that I would not watch a main event of WrestleMania, that would be the main event. I mean, babyface John Cena versus Corporate Kane. Like, fuck off. For the main belt. That's your main event. You have all these other motherfuckers on the roster, and that... I would not watch it. Mr. Juicy asks, if Randy Orton had you pass baby oil to him for $500, would you do it? Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, I get to put baby oil on fucking Randy Orton, and I get $500 for it? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. Come on, Mr. Juicy. That's easy shit. John Cool asks, what if WWE did a storyline where Vince McMahon was abducted by aliens? Now, that shit would be fucking awesome. You know, that's the thing, because WWE is a TV show, damn it. You could do stuff like this. That would be fucking sick. I mean, because think about it. Nowadays, there's a lot of people out there that do believe aliens exist. The alien discussion is really huge nowadays. That's just the bottom line. Like, people believe it's aliens and stuff like that. You know, people talk about their terrestrial experiences and all that crap. Could you imagine if they did it on WWE TV? That would make WWE feel a little bit more different than what they are right now. So, yeah, that'd be fucking sick, dog. I would love that. You know, you have Vince, like, you know, show up and, like, speaking in a different language. They're like, what happened, Vince? What happened to you? He's like, and he's like speaking a different language, and he's been abducted by aliens, and we have to figure out who the fucking person that's talking to the aliens is. I mean, you don't have to physically show aliens whatsoever. You could just have it where just someone that talks to the aliens and is being the guy who made Vince get abducted. It'd be fucking sick, especially because alien discussion, like I said, is really huge nowadays. I mean, at my school, there's a club where they talk about aliens. I mean, that's just the bottom line when it comes down to it. So, hell yeah, man. That'd be sick. I know a lot of you guys will say, well, that sounds cartoonish and stupid, but to me, that sounds sick as hell. Greg Toomer asks, what if John Cena cut an unscripted promo bashing the fans and then said, fuck the kids and the troops on national TV as a result of a heel turn, and then smoke a cigarette in the middle of the ring and said, this is the real me? Saying fuck the kids and the troops would definitely get him some heel response. But then again, like I said earlier, Greg, if John Cena keeps acting like he is without bashing the kids or the troops every single week, fans are going to like that. Because the adult fans are going to be like, whoa, look, this is a more traditional, real human being heel that I watched when I was a kid growing up, so why should I freaking boo this guy? This guy's more entertaining than half the roster. You know, you have to think of different ways to turn John Cena heel to the point where he's not talking. Because whether you guys like it or not, John Cena can be entertaining sometimes. He really can. He can really be an entertaining person. You have to find a way where John Cena is not the voice. That's why I talked about in the Breakfast Club faction. You have Cena only say a couple words, and then you have Randy Orton doing all the talking because that adds more heel heat to the group as a whole, thus adding heel heat to John Cena because he's not really saying anything. He's just kind of there to say a couple words, say how good he is, and that's it. While Randy Orton does most of the talking with John Cena, you know, if he were to do that and he was acting like a cocky asshole every single week, and that would just make the fans want to cheer him. Now, if he was saying fuck the kids and fuck the troops every single week, yeah, you would hate him, but at the same time, you're like, well, that's stale, well, that's boring. Come on, John, think of new material to get a heel reaction on yourself. Smoking a cigarette thing, I think that was cool. I think a lot of people liked R-Truth when he was smoking a cigarette. No one had a fucking problem with R-Truth doing that shit. R-Truth, why he worked as a heel, it was not R-Truth that he was entertaining. It was because of the character. Like, R-Truth was definitely a funny character to watch when he was heel, but the way the character acted, the way that he felt there was a conspiracy on him, and how he blamed the WWE Universe for that conspiracy, and how he was blaming higher-ups and other people. It was never R-Truth's fault why R-Truth was in the position he was at. It was everyone else's fault. It was never Raw the Truth Killing's fault. It was Vince's fault. It was Stone Cold's fault. It was John Cena's fault. It was John Morrison's fault. It was those people's fault why R-Truth never got to be the man he is today. It was everyone else's fault, not his, and all that other stuff. And so, yeah, that's why he worked as a heel, even though he was an entertaining character. He worked as a heel because he blamed everyone else around him instead of blaming himself. And not only that, he would do some really good, disastrous things. He was one of the better heels. He was a heel that I totally forgot about. But then again, he became a babyface because eventually when he left that character realm where he was blaming everyone else and he was just talking to little Jimmy all the time, people found that more funny and entertaining than why should I hate this guy? So I hope people now understand. You can't just turn John Cena heel and expect him just because he says, fuck the kids and fuck the troops, that fans are just going to boo him and hate him for the rest of his damn life. As long as he's entertaining, the fans might like him. Turning John Cena heel is one of the more harder things to do. If anything, he's already the heel. He's already the fucking heel as it stands, how he acts right now. So why not just say, what if John Cena stayed the same? Perfect heel gimmick. Because he's boring. Josh Chambers asked, what was the funniest botch in wrestling? I know Schleg Daddy likes Psycho Sid breaking his leg. I don't know. Sin Cara. I don't know. There's a bunch of botches, man. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I really can't. You know, like, you know, I wish I gave you a good answer, man, but I haven't watched botches in a long-ass time. I'm trying to think of some that are really off the wall that I just died laughing. Like, not necessarily botches for me, but when the superstars talk, like, I always love when Brian Kendrick was all like, yeah, I know I fucked up. It's Triple H. So, yeah, that's I don't know, man. Sorry, Josh. I can't really answer the question for you. Slapnuts 2000 asks, do you think that some of the these WWE fans attending Raw arenas are idiots since they keep chanting for CM Punk and this is awesome? Oh, yeah. The This Is Awesome chants, I've talked about this before. It's just more or less that, you know, we get so much shit piled on us when something looks kind of good. We chant This Is Awesome, but to me, I feel This Is Awesome chants are just really overused and outdone, and they're very annoying. But CM Punk, I don't get it. The dude walked out on you guys. Why do you care about him still? It's so stupid. Jerry Walker asked, what if an NXT wrestler debut on Raw similar to the Shockmaster? Could you imagine Adrian Neville? Oh, God. It would be a good joke character. It would have to be some character you're going to use as a joke. That's just the bottom line, but that shit would be amazing. The Real Hell asked, did you think TNA were all idiots to not hire Adam Pearce? Adam Pearce didn't want to go to TNA. He just promised to work the show for them. So they're not idiots. It's Adam Pearce who's the idiot for not wanting to work there. Not TNA's fault for not hiring Adam Pearce for Real Heel. Adam Pearce just said, hey, I will work the show for you guys, but just know I don't want to be hired for a long-term deal. He was just in it for a quick little paycheck. So it's not TNA's fault why Adam Pearce did not sign. Little Fish asks, how come WWE didn't give Scott Steiner the belt in 2003 since it seems like they were going to heavily push him? Oh, I think one of the main reasons is because Triple H was on his reign of terror at that time, so that could be a reason why. I think also another reason was the WWE necessarily did not view Scott Steiner as a guy to carry the belt. I mean, look at the time where Scott Steiner was feuding with the belt, Little Fish. I mean, before WrestleMania, like, really, you want Scott Steiner entering WrestleMania as your champion? I mean, don't get me wrong, us as fans would appreciate that, but from a business standpoint, does Scott Steiner versus Booker T really put ass into seats? Do you really want to see that? You know what I'm saying? So that could be another reason why Scott Steiner never really won the belt. Lonely Low asked, what if Kanye West went to his room one day and caught Scott Steiner smashing his wife? What would he do? God, Scott Steiner banging Kim Kardashian. That would be a fucking awesome sex tape, first of all. Probably try to beat him up, but Scott Steiner would beat him up at the end of the day. Yeah, that's what he would do. I can't really think about that. Like, I don't know, because Kanye is more of like a whiner. He ain't a fighter. So he would whine about it or some shit like that, and then Scott Steiner would just punch him in the face. That's what I would think about it. Lino Gino asks, I remember you banned Joel Pipicall from asking too many Deluxe Man questions in Q&A, yet people always ask Scott Steiner questions to you all the time. How come you don't tell them to stop and ban them from your channel like you did for Joel? Okay, first of all, I didn't ban Joel Pipicall from my channel. He can still come to my damn channel. Here's the thing. Joel Pipicall was asking me questions about Deluxe Man just exclusively. The people who ask the Scott Steiner questions, not every single time they ask me a question about Scott Steiner, that's all they ask via every Q&A. Lona Low, not every Q&A is asking about Scott Steiner. He asks about different things. He will ask me, Chase, what did I think about the 2006 feud between, like, the Boogeyman versus, you know, Simon Dean or something like that? Like, you know, these guys that ask the questions, they ask different questions every single time. Joel Pipicall was asking questions about Deluxe Man nonstop. Nothing different. It was always Deluxe Man questions. And really, to be honest, for me as a YWC viewer. I don't want it where, you know, I have beef with Deluxe Man because I'm friends with the Deluxe Man. I like Deluxe Man's content. I like watching his stuff, and I don't want it where, you know, I get these Deluxe Man questions. It goes back to Deluxe Man, and I doubt Deluxe Man cares what I say or do, but I don't want it where Deluxe Man's like, hey, I heard you say something in your Q&A. Why'd you say that? And I said, well, it was because of Jao Pipicow asking this Deluxe Man question. You know, Scott Steiner, if he's mad at me, I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't know Scott Steiner like that, but I do know Deluxe Man as a friend. That's just me. You know, I view Deluxe Man as a friend. I doubt he views me as much as a friend, but I do view him as a friend. So I just don't want that shit going back to him. Why would I ban people from asking funny Scott Steiner questions? Scott Steiner questions that, you know, are that he's breaking into my house. Or Scott Steiner feuding with people where I can do a Scott Steiner impression saying, fat asses. What is funny about a Deluxe Man question, and why do I care if Deluxe Man's going to school? Seriously, dog. There's a reason why I banned Jao Pipicow from asking all these damn Deluxe Man questions. They were annoying. They weren't funny. He could have asked different fucking questions. I told him to ask different questions, and I told him, no, I'm not going to answer any more Deluxe Man questions. You ask legit questions. You can sprinkle in a Deluxe Man question every now and then, but ask different questions. That's just the bottom line when it comes down to it. So I'm not going to ban people from asking Scott Steiner questions. It's like Lino Gino. I said it earlier in my Q&A. I get John Cena questions every single Q&A. I get those questions every single Q&A. I could have banned everyone that says no more John Cena questions, but no, because John Cena is a hot topic. Everyone wants to talk about him. It's always interesting answering John Cena questions. So, yeah. Just saying. I banned Jao Pipicow from asking Deluxe Man questions for a fucking reason. I didn't ban them all the time. I just said you can sprinkle in Deluxe Man questions, but ask different questions, dog. I'm not going to ban people from asking funny Scott Steiner questions just because of Jao Pipicow. Being honest here. Sharon Horo asked, have you heard that Lindsay Lohan is suing Rockstar? Why? Games. What the fuck? That's stupid. Once again, for the girl on the cover of the disc saying she looks like a parody of her, Lohan is trending on Facebook. That fucking dumb bitch. Fuck you, Lindsay Lohan. Seriously. That girl ain't even... Like, if she played the game, I hope she knows Tracy is nothing like her. I mean, there's a character that obviously kind of makes fun of her in the game. I think it was Polly, whatever her name is. I forgot the name of her. But, like, seriously, like, Lindsay Lohan, you dumb bitch. Fuck you. Seriously, fuck Lindsay Lohan for suing Rockstar for something so damn stupid. How is she going to... Pietro Nelton asks, would you like to see the Usos or Stardust fight the Steiner brothers in their prime from when Scott had long hair? Oh, yeah. Could you imagine Rick and Scott Steiner in today's tag team division? They would be different. They'd be like the amateur wrestling tag team. Oh, fuck yeah, man. I like Scott Steiner when he had long hair, man. I always tell motherfuckers, go watch some old Scott Steiner. Y'all be surprised. You'll be like, what the fuck happened? Y'all be freaking out about Scott Steiner back then. You would think that guy was going to be the world champion of a company one day. Not the bald Scott Steiner with the fucking, you know, weird stuff that he was wearing. But yeah, I think that'd be fucking sick, man, for sure. I think the Usos would put on a really good match. You know, just be based on the high flying and the power of Rick and Scott at the time being able to catch them. Stardust and Goldust would be an interesting matchup for sure, but I don't think it would be as good as the Usos matchup versus Scott Steiner, that's for sure. Because you have two high flyers going against two really good power mat wrestlers, while Stardust and Goldust are kind of like, you know, kind of a neutral, grounded team going against two powerhouse mat wrestlers. I mean, it would be still a good match, but I don't think it would be, you know, as good as the Steiner brothers versus the Usos for sure. Anyways, guys, thank you for sending in your questions for the Friday Q&A. I have more videos coming for you guys this weekend. I hope you guys enjoy your day. Peace.